Wisdom says I'm nothing, but love says that I'm everything. And it's between those two that my life unfolds.
Good day to you, yogis. Thank you for joining me for this week's Foundational Yoga Pose series. It's a beautiful day here, so have some nice scenery in the background. Our pose that we will be working on for today will be Virabhadrasana I, Warrior Pose 1. The word Virabhadrasana in Sanskrit translates to Vira, being hero. You have Bhadra, meaning virtuous or blessed, and then asana is our posture. So this pose translates into the posture of the heroic warrior. I have a mythological meaning here I'm going to read off. This pose is named after Virabhadra, a warrior created by the god Shiva out of a lock of his matted hair. A moment of intense sorrow and righteous anger, Shiva created Virabhadra to avenge the loss of his beloved Sati. So Warrior 1 represents the moment that Virabhadra first rises from the earth, sword raised, overhead, focused and unwavering, a symbol of strength born from pain and courage rooted in purpose. So we'll have a pretty bass flow to get warmed up, and then we'll be having that as our focus pose. I would recommend 2 blocks today, your yoga mat, and a positive attitude. Let's get started in a seated posture. Just paying attention, showing up to our practice. Start with some breath work. Just a slight attention to our breath. Grounding here, finding a good comfortable seat. Spine straight, tucking your chin as you lift your head to the sky. Bringing your attention to your inhale. Exhaling the tension. Breathing fully into your pelvis, lower back, your ribs, your chest, your heart. Top of your crown. As you exhale, letting go of the spaces where your tightness is held. Releasing tension in your jaw, brow line, shoulders. exhaling completely through your mouth. Go ahead and bring our left hand out to the side. Staying grounded on equally into both sides of your hips. And raise your right arm towards the sky, coming into a side bend. Not letting the right hip pop away from the ground. Staying grounded into that right side hip, feeling the stretch into your right side body. Keep your gaze looking forward. You can look down towards the ground, or you can look up towards your hand. It is lifted. Further behind your body. We're not cranking into this twist. Upper spine into rotation. Stay grounded in your hips. Again, your gaze can be forward on your right shoulder, to your side that you're twisting to, or back behind your left shoulder. Back to center, coming into the side bend onto our left side, planting your right hand onto the ground, reaching your left arm towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Creating space, openness, left side body. One last inhale. Exhale, bringing your left hand to the right knee, placing your right hand behind your lower back. Up. Back right hand is grounded. It's raising our shoulders. We want to let our shoulders come down. Shoulder blades are wrapping into our back, creating space in your chest, rotating with our upper spine. Inhales to the stretch. Exhale. We're going to come into some cat-cows. Planting your left hand and your right hand firmly into your shoulders. Hips are directly above your knees, feet can be tucked, planted against the ground firmly. Starting at the base of your tailbone, tilt your pelvis forward, rolling your spine vertebrae. Bring your head up to the sky, dropping your belly towards the ground. Exhaling, reversing that, starting from the top of your spine into your shoulder blades, letting your back raise towards the sky. This pose facing your breath. The cow. Exhaling into cat pose. back to a flat back. We'll go ahead and take a puppy dog pose. So keeping your knees and your feet where they're at. Just go ahead and walk your hands forward. Stretching into your shoulder area. Keep your forehead planted onto the ground. Slowly let your heart come down more into your mat. Let your chin tilt outward. It's a lot more distance in those. Care of how you're bending your back. Exhaling. Back to our hands and knees. Planting your hands firmly. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Coming into a first downward dog. Forward fold. Inhaling, lifting halfway. Hips are pitching back. Head is pointing forward. Shoulders are still tucked onto your back. Back down. Exhale, do a forward fold. As you inhale, unrolling, lifting your hands towards the sky. Bringing your hands together. Down through the center line and into Tadasana, mountain pose. Lifting your hands towards the sky on your inhale. With your exhale, dipping back down. Forward fold. Stepping back into a plank pose. Keeping your elbows into your ribs. Coming down into Chaturanga. Your bellies. Here, taking a baby cobra, so you can keep your feet planted behind you, onto the ground. Slowly just lift your hands away, feeling the engagement of your back body, letting you come into this lift as you slightly start to open more of your chest, planting your hands back down towards the ground, tucking your toes, coming up into the fingers. Plank, hips. next inhale, lifting your hands up towards the sky, bringing your palms together, bounding single line to your heart, sending your head down towards the sides into Virabhadrasana, letting your shoulders drop, gaze stays forward, attention comes to your practice, to your breath. Reaching your hands up towards the sky, keeping back down. Halfway lift, inhale, exhaling into your plank pose, elbows tucked into chaturanga. This time coming up into a full cobra if you're ready. Keep your knees on the ground, feet are planted firmly against the ground. Coming back down. Tucking your toes, backing it down. That right foot while keeping your hips even, shoulders are even, so I'm not opening up into that hip. I'm not letting one shoulder get down or up. The rest of my foundation from the downward dog is still there while I'm reaching back. Bringing that into your belly as much as possible and then stepping that foot forward. If you need to go ahead and plant it and then kind of walk it there, that's alright. You can. Bringing your knee all the way up your belly and stepping that foot forward. Dropping your left side knee and coming up into a low lunge. Here you can use your blocks to place your hands on for a little more space from you to the ground. More slowly coming down as much as it feels comfortable. You can have your hands on your blocks here. Bring your hands to your knees. Bring your hands up towards the sky. Symbolic of where we will be going into our warrior one. Virabhadrasana I. Keeping engagement in your glutes. And then it's as if you were squeezing this left knee that's planted onto the ground. My right heel, it's as if they were pulling together. So they're not actually moving, but the flexing of the muscle and the joints as if they were trying to be pulled together, but it helps create the stability and the grounding. This bottom pose. Bringing your hands back down. Go ahead and come up to your toes on your left side foot. Unbend your knee. And step that foot a bit more forward. So your left side toes are pointing more towards the corner of your mat. Right foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. So this is the shortest edge. That's straight at the top onto the corner. Coming into pyramid pose. Here, if you are hypermobile, keeping a slight bend in your knee so that you're not dumping your weight into your joints, using your muscle engagement as your foundation. You can have your hands on your blocks here. Put your hands on the ground. You can wrap around your leg. In this forward fold, we are opening into our hip, the right hip, our back, right hamstring, our lower back. Inhaling, exhaling. Planting your hands back on the ground, you're going to go ahead and step that left foot back, bringing that left knee back down to the ground, coming into a lizard lunge. So here, keeping your left knee and foot planted, right foot is firmly on the ground, bringing both of your hands to the inside of that right foot. And then just going to go ahead and swing your hips side to side, dipping your hips down towards the ground. It's a bit more advanced. You can plant your left hand towards the ground, bring your right hand, tucking your foot into the back side, and opening into this left side quad. I'll just have a bit more. That foot into the glutes. By doing this, we're not dumping our weight into that left hand. Still planting firmly, pushing out of the ground into the elbow of the shoulder as we open up into this left side and the front side of that leg. Releasing that leg back in the tabletop into a child's pose for a moment. Back to the tabletop. Tucking your toes, lifting your hips, using your core back into your hip. Dropping your right side knee. Stepping your right foot up, pyramid pose on this other side. Foot is coming as much as in as you feel that you can keep your hips evenly lined, and then without compensating in your lower back too much, still coming into a forward fold. So if I come down, if I have to have my feet that far apart, that's alright. The more I come forward, it takes less of this left side hip and stretches into other areas. Inhaling into where it's tight, exhaling, bringing attention, relief, comfort into attention, letting it spill, drop your crown into the mat. The attention to the breath and what our inhales and exhales do for us is very symbolic of the practice of yoga. Constant nudging and care of our attention towards this physicality and our breath, the fuel that drives us here. Bringing your right knee back towards the ground. Bringing both hands towards the inside of that left side knee. Bringing the lizard lunge on this left side. Again, you can rock your hips side to side. Shake your hips down towards the ground. Bumblebees are saying hi. There's hundreds of bumblebees here. Hi, bombos. One come into the quadricep stretch on this side. Bringing that left or right side heel into your glutes. Bit of a camera malfunction there. So as I was saying, if you did that on the first side, the right hand side, you don't have to do it on the left hand side. If you didn't do it, you can do it. Not every side's the same. Your body's never the same day in, day out. Our cells are constantly replenishing, replacing themselves. Every practice is going to be different. It's the beauty in yoga is it meets you where you are currently right now. In this present moment. Bringing your left foot back. Coming into a plank pose. Hands are planted firmly underneath your shoulders. Coming into a chaturanga. Dropping up and coming into a cobra pose. You can come up into a full upward dog. Keeping engagement in your glutes. Dipping, dropping, letting your shoulders come down, but as you plant firmly in your hands, tucking your toes, coming back to the downward dog. Here. Back behind you. Pulling that through. Coming into a crescent lunge. Or a high lunge. So the difference between that low lunge is our knee is lifted. Your feet, toes are going to be lifted. Your left side foot. The first step here is creating this firm foundation of your legs. It's that same motion that we had where our knee was pulling into our heel. Now it's our toe on our left side is pulling into our right side heel. Glutes are engaged. Hips are steady. You can have your hands on your hips here. Or lift your hands into the sky. From here, rotating that back left foot down towards the ground. So as if we were in our pyramid pose again, your left side toes are pointed more towards the top corner and like diagonally towards the front of your mat, while your right foot is forward, feeling the bend into this right side quad, while our hips are still evenly. So we're not opening up to where this hip's facing that way, that hip's facing that way, but to where both our hips are in alignment, our spine, we're not coming too much forward, too much back. You want to be bending as much into that knee as you're meeting the edge of what's comfortable. You're not blowing through it. Once you have that stable foundation, you can bring your hands towards the sky. Here, there's still space. My shoulders aren't hunching up. They're dropping down. There's space between my shoulders, between my ears. Letting a slight wrap of your pinkies as if they were rotating inwards. This creates opening in your shoulders as we're reaching out through our shoulders. Straightening that right leg. rotate that back left foot just a bit further in. From here, putting a bend in this right side knee, coming into a modified side crescent. So here, this back left foot, the outside edge, is planted firmly. My knee is directly above my ankle, and my right side foot is still facing forward. And then my right arm can be up on my knee. You can have blocks here. Again, once we have our lower body stable, then we reach into our arms. Parts of our body that are grounding are pushing away as our hands are reaching. Have this left hand side above your head. Still here. It's as if your body was on one flat plane. So we're not like rotating a hand too much out, too much to a side, not letting our hips come back. But it's if we were a plane of glass. So bringing that right heel, rotating that in. Feet are as wide as it feels comfortable. Keeping your hands on your hips while we're reaching out through our head. Hips are tilting back. Slowly letting ourselves come to a point where you feel like feeling the hands. Side lunge. You can keep your left toes lift up off the mat. Stay high if you need. There's a lot of ankle flexion here. If you're lifting your left toes off, it's okay to have your hands planted. But you want to flex your right side ankle. You're coming all the way down with the foot, your left foot planted. Bring your hands together. Left side armpit, just pushing into that knee, so flexing into this right side ankle. Going back towards the top of your mat. Step your right foot back, coming into a plank pose. Elbows are tucked. Chin is forward, lifting in your cobra or your upward dog. Step your popping to the top of the mat. You can choose the hop. Takes a bit of wrist strength. Putting a slight bend into your knees. Leapfrog forward. And tilting my hips back towards my heels. And then springing forward. In that movement, the more you get comfortable with it, your hands are bearing the weight as you come forward. And you want to do that as gently as possible so you're not just slamming forward. But it's more of a graceful movement. Inhaling to a halfway lift, exhaling forward. Bring your hands up towards the sky, down two sides into Tadasana. Take a moment, let it breath, catch back up. Back from the edge lifting our hands towards the sky, dipping down into a forward fold, long spine. Let our hips drop down. Exhale, inhale into our halfway lift, planting our hands, stepping or hopping back. So again here, if you're hopping back, your hands are super stable, and you're taking kind of like that bend, back into a chaturanga. The same breath as the exhale. Inhale brings you up into your cobra pose. Exhale to downward dog. Take some exhales through the mouth. Sigh out. Relief. Lifting your left heel, left foot back behind you. Staying. Moving the left knee to your chest, stepping that feet through. Finding your base for your crescent lunge. The right heel is pointing up towards the sky, engaging in my right side glutes. It's as if I was dragging that right foot forward. Creating stability in my hips first as I lift, keeping a tall spine. Hips are in alignment with each other, dipping as much into that knee as it feels comfortable. Once I have that stable foundation, lifting my hands towards the sky. Right foot. Rotate a small amount. Coming into side lunge. This is not a side lunge. Whatever this pose is right now. It is mighty hot out here. Once again, you can keep this elbow up on this knee. Modified version. You can bring your hand down to your block. Bring your hand towards the outside of your mat for a bit of an opening. Bring it out to the inside to the ground as well. Staying in a modified. My right hand is lifting towards the sky, maybe above my head. Your gaze can be facing the side. Down towards the ground. The more we look at the ground, the more it helps with our balance, keeping a stable point of focus. Bringing your hands to your hips, stepping that right foot back more forward, coming into Virabhadrasana I on the opposite side with my left foot forward. So here, my legs represent the stability of the foundation, where my roots are, connection to your mat, to the ground. My hips are the gateway under my upper body. Again, they are in alignment. Stretching as much into this left side quad as you're comfortable with. Finding that foundation. Begin to inhale. Towards the sky, creating focus, presence, attention, that I'm here right now. On this day, whenever you're watching this practice, you are here right now. Not holding your breath. Thinking about what's happened before or what's coming next. Straightening that left leg, rotating the left heel towards here. If you want, you can clasp your hands behind your back, grabbing and pulling your hands, your shoulders as much back as that feels all right. Keeping your straight back. Your hips slowly start to raise you down towards the ground as you reach your hands up behind your head. Sorry, I was making weeds. Did a lot of that this afternoon. So again here, you can stay high under Skandasana. Lift your right side heel. Your hands planted. You can have your blocks here. Stretching out this left side thigh, bit of your right side hip, your right ankle. Walking your hands around back towards the top of your mat. Coming into a chaturanga. Lifting up into a cobra pose. Back in your downward dog. From there, I'm going to go ahead and hold that a little longer hold this time. I'm going to hold that a few times. Nothing helps when you know where we're going. But sometimes not so much. Surprise lets you not attach too much. So depending on that, we'll do what you do with that information. Starting on our right side, lifting our right heel to the sky, and our right knee into the belly, bringing that foot forward, coming up into our crescent lunge, rotating your left heel down towards the ground, coming in side bend, lifting back up, rotating that heel back out forward. Wide-legged forward fold into Skandasana. Bring your right hands back up towards the top of your mat. When we're flowing like this, it's one breath per movement. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Back to the downward dog. Left foot towards the sky. Exhaling, knee to chest, stepping your left foot towards the top of your mat, coming up into crescent lunge, hands towards the sky, side, lunge, rotating our foot towards the ground, straightening into that front left leg, feet rotate towards the other side of your mat. Arms can be wherever you please. Coming down to our wide leg forward fold. Exhaling, Skandasana. Here. Bring your hands back towards the top of your mat. Stepping back, chaturanga. Come into a baby cobra here if you want. Up into your upward dog. Back towards the sky, knee to chest, right foot towards the top of your mat. Heel still lifted into our crescent lunge. Dropping that heel back down, coming into our side stretch. Arms back up, coming into warrior one. straining into that leg, rotating your heels to the left hand side, lifting your chest, coming into your Skandasana. Hands back towards the top of your mat, stepping your right foot back, Chaturanga as you exhale, inhale, Cobra or Upward Dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, left foot forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Side lunge. Your back up. Rotating your back right heel into your Warrior One. Virabhadrasana I. Straining that front left leg. Rotating your heels. Feet point to the right side of your mat. Right leg forward, full to the right. Halfway lift to your chest. Hands back towards the top of your mat. Coming into Chaturanga. Exhale, one movement. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale. Left foot through. Right foot towards the sky. Knee to chest. Right foot in. Come up into our crescent lunge. Heels still lifted to the sky. Planning, rotating that left heel. Coming back up. Rotating heel back in. Coming up into Warrior One. And pause. Take a moment to catch your breath. Go ahead and open our arms out into a cactus pose. So hands are still, elbows are in alignment with our shoulders. And it's as if we're squeezing our shoulder blades back. We're gonna go ahead and take some stretches in that right front knee. Straightening the leg. Coming a bit more forward. Stretching a bit more into that front quad, into that knee. Inhaling, exhaling, stretching forward, straightening that knee, dipping down into the leg. And one more time, finding the fullest expression of this pose as we lift our hands back towards the sky. One last breath, inhale, bring your hands down, planting, stepping your right foot back. Coming into Chaturanga, Cobra pose, Downward Dog. Chest, stepping that left foot forward, heel is still lifted, up into crescent lunge, rotating that heel down towards the ground, your side lunge, your hands back, straightening that front left knee, rotating back heel forward in the Virabhadrasana I. Left foot forward. Pause. Bring your hands into your cactus pose. Straightening that left knee. Letting that knee pull you forward. Inhaling. Exhaling. Extent as we reach our hands towards the sky. sky. One last deep inhale. Bring your hands down towards the mat. Stepping back with your left foot. Chaturanga. Coming up in Cobra. Right foot reaches back behind us. This time, instead of stepping into the crescent, right foot to the top of your mat. Rotating with your feet placement for Warrior One again. From here, we're going to do that clasp behind our backs. So again, it's as if we're trying to squeeze our elbows together or shoulder blades together, keeping our feet, our hips, our knees where they are. We're letting our hips bring us forward into humble warrior. So here, if you're here and your arms look more like this, that's all right. It should be pretty warm by now. So if you can, go for lifting your hands away, and as if we're bringing that right shoulder and tucking that inside our knee as our hands raise over behind our head. Back up, you can drop your hands towards the sky, running your hands back to the ground, step your right foot back, Chaturanga, lifting up into a Cobra pose. One last side, back into our downward dog, inhaling sky, exhaling knee to chest, stepping your right foot forward, letting your heel drop to the ground, into Warrior One. Bring your hands up towards the sky, taking one moment, finding your breath. This time, opposite clasp, so whatever finger you had last time, you're going to switch the interlacing of those fingers. Squeeze your elbows together, squeeze your shoulder blades, letting your upper body get down towards the ground. Last inhale, exhaling back up, lifting your hands towards the sky, dropping your hands towards the ground. One last Chaturanga, taking your time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way down onto your bellies. Just up into Cobra pose. Go ahead and meet me on your seat. Butterfly pose. Bringing your heels into your groin. Keeping a tall spine. As we start to fold forward, we're not bending into it, but we're staying straight. Exhaling for release. Once you meet that edge, you start to bend into this pose. Extending the right foot forward, coming into Shamen. head to knee pose. So my left foot is firmly against my right inner thigh. Flexion in my right foot, so flexion, not loose toes, but we're straight. Keeping that tension in your ankle helps protect our knees as we bend forward. Keeping a tall spine, reaching our hands towards the sky. Still maintaining that tall spine as we're bending forward. As you find that edge, then you can start to move your spine. Breathing into your lower back. A real sigh of relief. You made it through that practice. It was a pretty toasty one, I'm not gonna lie. Ask questions, like, subscribe, all that nonsense, but it is helpful to start this all out. I'm passionate about yoga, finding like-minded people, beginners to advanced practitioners, building community here, and all the support I receive, I'm happy to give back and taking suggestions Sorry for all the loud noises. I do live right in front of a busy street, about 10 feet behind the camera is one of the busier roads in town. So coming back up, switching sides, bringing your left foot, turning back into addiction. And then I went through another breakup and I started to practice yoga more. I was doing a lot of at-home workout stuff. Go to the gym occasionally during COVID times. Still was experiencing a lot of emotional turmoil and trying to regulate that. I don't know, especially with others. Just started to heal from that heartbreak. I quit drinking, and yoga was a tool, a modality, a way of being that's helped me break free from that pretty much. The day that I actually stopped drinking, I haven't drank since, and that's been about 7 years. I've done it without yoga. It's a practice of accountability, it's a practice of self-inquiry, self-belief, growth. Been through a lot of shit, a lot of fucking shit. And here I am, showing up to this practice daily. It's still not always easy, but we move. Bringing both feet towards the top of your mat. Coming into Dandasana, staff pose. So feet flex both. Hands are planted into the ground. It's as if we're pushing our hands, lift ourselves away. Hands reaching towards the sky. Letting those come down to the floor. Yoga has my heart. Many people I know aren't necessarily practitioners, don't have a lot of experience with it, have a lot of preconceived notions about it. But I'll hear that they have a mental problem or an ailment or some kind of physical issue, and I'm always asking them, hey, have you ever tried yoga? And it's kind of a joke, but yoga doesn't band-aid anything, but it does our life, the way you show up for the world, the way you show up for yourself, the others around you, the way you handle those choppy waters, those rough emotions, any obstacles, any hurdles. If you can make it through a challenging yoga practice in a day. More times than not, it's going to be the most challenging thing you do in a day. Feeling defeated. Lifting back up. Go ahead and come down to our backs. Slight tuck in the chin, hands press into the ground as we lift our hips towards the sky, smiling into your pelvis, breathing into your belly, lifting your hips back down, rolling back up into our bird pose, down, and up into our bird pose. sensation back in our bodies, our limbs, our extremities. Taking a deep breath.
Two corners of the mouth lifting to the sky. That's called a smile.